Let me ask you something very uncommon. When was the last time you felt evaluated instead of experienced?
When was the last time you felt like someone was calculating you? Not enjoying you, not discovering you, but calculating you.
Welcome to Dating in the Transactional Age. And today's episode, we're going to unpack it and show you who and what the true villain of modern dating is. I'm Heath,
And I'm Jamie.
and welcome to Save the Date. Let's get into it.
Yeah. So the transactional age that Heath just named is really kind of a cultural shift where relationships are primarily approached through a value exchange instead of a mutual recognition, where it's more about what do you offer and what do I get from you? And is this efficient or optimal for me? Instead of in the past where it's been more about who someone is, their personhood, what moves them, and something more mutual, like what are we building?
Yeah. And it's not evil, it's subtle. It shows up as dating profiles, just as polished as resumes, high value versus low value language. I'm sure you guys have gotten enough of that over the last 5 years. ROI thinking in love. If I take you out and I pay for dinner, then I expect X. If you take me out and I give you my time, I expect X. Hypergamy discourse. Don't invest unless they invest first. Give me mine before you get yours. Emotional effort as leverage. And the truth is, capitalism is leaking into intimacy.
Yeah. And there are some forces, some kind of systems that help shape this. One is economic pressure. When life is expensive, people become very risk averse. They're not as apt to, try to roll that 4 or 5 6. They're
Yeah.
not trying to break the bank. And I mean, love kind of feels like a financial decision where everything is high stakes. It's like algorithm culture is one of the other
Yeah.
forces that's kind of driving that, where you see this, what we've called outrage porn before. And that's the kind of thing that drives people's content. The anger is what converts people. The fear spreads. It's kind of like gender wars are monetized, where you have a whole bunch of people who are becoming rich and kind of blowing up on either far right or very far left leaning ideologies around, gender and gender identity. And the other thing is, I guess, kind of scarcity thinking, what we will call. It's like, if I give too much, I lose. There's a lot of currency in leverage. You know what I mean? So people, they withhold their warmth, or they kind of delay clarity, giving you an idea about where things are really going. um and they perform, detachment. You know what I'm saying? So it's like those are kind of the ways in which, or the forces we say are what kind of drive the transactional age.
Scarcity thinking.
Yeah.
I want everyone to think about that for a second. The resonating message of you're not good enough. Will you have enough? Are you enough? And those are questions, but I'm starting to wonder if some of what resonates back when people ask themselves that question is, I'm not enough. And so they mask it with a lot of actions and transactions to feel better about who they are and what they're supposed to be and who they're supposed to become. This is important because we are naming the villain. The villain is not women. The villain is not men. With women, the villains are not women. The villains are not men. It's not members of the LGBTQ community, members of the straight community. We are caught up in the winds of transactional change, where everyone and their heart is for sale.
Where people are treated like a means to an end. As like we said, it's all about performance. What do I get out of this? As opposed to, what is this person's character? How are they going to treat me? How are they going to treat my friends and my family?
Yeah. And people are constantly looking at themselves or looking at each other, and it's creating a war that's only getting bigger and bloodier. Casualties are stacking up on the left and right of us, and people are becoming listless and worse, hopeless. They don't believe in love anymore. They don't believe in their capacity to receive love, and they don't believe anyone's worthy of the love they want to give. Closed doors, closed mouths, and closed opportunities.
And closed hearts.
And closed hearts. There's no flow. And if your blood doesn't flow, guess what that means?
Yeah, the body's dead. It's like you always like to say, the same road that traffics love, traffics hate, but you need to keep it open.
Yeah, pain. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got to keep it open. You got to manage that traffic to get the love in and block the pain out. You can't shut it down. But we're shutting down our roads of commerce and connection. We're shutting down our roads of intimacy. We're shutting down our roads of self-intimacy. We're shutting down our roads of community, which have all been and underpinned human progress for millennia. Now we've gotten to a point where we can schedule spa dates, have Netflix, and have green mint chip ice cream sent to us from the comfort of our home, and now we no longer need each other.
Yeah.
In fact, we go a step further. Not only do I not need you, I'm going to malign and I'm going to destroy
Destroy
you.
you. Yeah. Yeah. There's an evilness in the transactional age. You know, this is not to point fingers at anybody or call anyone names,
No.
but there's an evilness or an evil that rules a transactional age. I mean,
Mhm.
where, like I said, people don't feel like their humanity is being honored or their personhood is being honored or being seen. People feel like a means to an end. It's, you know, either you're paying for this or you're opening your legs for this, or, you know, there's some kind of trinket on the end of me being nice to you. You know, there's a lot of give to get. There's a lot of manipulation, and yeah, there's just a transactional nature to how people are interfacing with each other in the dating market.
Algorithm culture. You touched on it, Jay. You are now living in an environment that you did not create. You are simply participating in.
Mm-hmm.
If you drink the water and the water's poison, what does that mean for you? What does
And,
that
and
mean?
and
What's
is
going to
that your
happen to
fault?
you? Yeah, what's going to happen to you? Scott Galloway has said this. They used to say sex sells, but what a lot of marketers found out in the 90s is that all sex does is sell itself. So it really doesn't help push the product. But you know what helps push product? Anger.
Body.
Anger spreads. Anger sells. Anger is great for the bottom line. Have you been paying attention to the person who's the current president who started running in 2015?
Everything's outrage.
Everything is outrage.
Over the
We are
top.
addicted to porn, but not porn that's about bodies and baby oil. We're addicted to porn that's about outrage. We have something always to be outraged about,
Yeah.
and we're addicted to it. So when a woman's boyfriend cheats on her, we're outraged. When a man's wife cheats on him because he's been working 2 or 3 jobs to provide for his family, she said it wasn't enough, we're outraged. When children disrespect parents, we're outraged. When parents neglect children, we're outraged. We're outraged. We're outraged. And all these are legitimate reasons to be outraged. I'm questioning and I'm asking you, for those who are listening, why are you always outraged? Is it natural for you to always have that high state of arousal where you're always outraged? And if it is natural to you, how do you feel?
And how do we always bring that to dating scenarios? Like, why are we meeting people who we potentially want to mate with long term with that kind of energy, being combative?
Jay and I have this line that we tell you because we hear it all the time in dating. Men ain't shit. Women ain't shit. Think about what you're saying to somebody. They're not even excrement. They're not even excrement. That there's a value above excrement that is meant for everyone else, but not them. And then you go on that date harboring that kind of ill will and that kind of sentiment towards someone, and you wonder why the dates don't work out. You never verbally said it to them, but that energy that's sitting on your heart, that is just oozing out of your pores while you pour wine and make jokes and small talk about work, they're feeling it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're telling someone they're worse than excrement. You ain't shit. Think about it.
And you're showing them that too with the way that you treat them when you engage with them on these dates. The way that you're on your phone when they're trying to talk to you, the way that they have to jockey for your attention. That's treating somebody like their personhood doesn't matter, like they ain't shit. And again, it's not to say point fingers and you wonder why you're single, but it's like you wonder why you're not moving ahead or finding situations that last long, or people to want to be around you and spend time with you and share space with you. They feel that energy.
And this is not your fault. This is the age we're living in. You're simply participating in the age that you're living in. We are simply
Right.
participating in the
And the
age we're living in.
Yeah.
This is a wake-up call, not an accusation or an indictment, because we really want to talk about how the transactional age is impacting daters. You don't get ghosted because you're unworthy. You get ghosted because people have become comfortable with ambiguity and confusion. I am so base level to being by myself and in my routine and so turned and bent inwards that I find comfort in ignoring you or even disrespecting your personhood, like Jay said, rather than finding common standards of communication that honor the time you've invested in me and honors the time that I've invested in you. This is the age we're living in. You don't overgive because you're weak. It's because clarity is being rationed. Remember, the algorithm culture, scarcity thinking, economic pressure, people are up to their brains, up to their eyeballs and beyond with confusion, anger, making sense of the world. Have you all seen what people have been saying since the Epstein files dropped? Not just about the state of the affairs in this country, but the world. People are bitter, confused, angry, and they don't know what to do with it, even in dating.
Yeah.
And people are playing the game for alleviation. The problem is the game they're playing to alleviate their confusion, dispel their confusion, gain clarity is the wrong game to be playing.
What game would you say that is, to name it?
It's the game of I'm going to out-transact you. I'm going to out-transact you. I'm going to pivot when you go straight. I'm going to cut the line when you get in line and get in the queue.
When you go
I'm going to
right,
get to the puck. Yeah, go left.
yep.
I'm going to out-transact you. I'm going to beat you. I'm going to win this game. I'm going to eat your lunch. Think of these Gordon Gekko corporate raiders
Always
who are
be
saying,
some,
I'm going to beat out the other company
Mhm.
or potential buyer and get this sale by hook or by crook. I'll spread misinformation, disinformation, lies. I'll woo the other side with dinners, prostitutes, and other opportunities. I'll do what it takes to beat you at this game. Does that sound like love and romance? Does that
I mean,
sound like warm sands in Turks and Caicos?
foot rubs at
Foot
the
rubs and
hotel.
matching pajamas?
No, it
Does
does
that
not.
sound like grandchildren circling around you at your 50th wedding anniversary, telling you how much you mean to them and how much of an impact you've made on them because of the love that you and grandma or grandpa and grandma have shown?
Yeah, no, not at all.
I'm going to keep saying it. This is the age we're living in. So warmth is offered, direction is withheld. Warmth is offered, but direction is withheld. You start thinking,
Yeah,
am I too much? Should I pull back? Should I mirror energy? Should I play it cool? Maybe love isn't for me. I never wanted kids anyway. Family, houses are too expensive.
yeah.
And I know someone got married and they got divorced. Ted was such a good guy, and look what he did to Cheryl.
Start making up excuses.
And here's the thing. You keep doing that, you keep drinking that water, what we call poison, and slowly you stop being yourself.
Yeah. Stop pretending you don't need love.
Yeah. And that's the true cost of the transactional age.
Mm,
It allows you, it encourages you, it seduces you into giving up yourself.
yeah. And what's a person without personhood? What's
Mhm.
people without love being engaged in loving community and interaction and in dating? I mean, essentially what we're talking about is bringing ethics to dating, because we know that, there are some emotional consequences to what you're talking about.
Yes. Yeah.
People could be feeling chronic confusion from, the ways that people move in this transactional age. So if you always have somebody that's expecting you to pay for everything, that they're showing you that they like you, or at least they're making you feel that because you're a means to an end to them. You're a free meal, or you're a nice date, or, you're a good
Mhm.
trip. People feel confusion about that. There's anxiety. There could be like a low grade anxiety when people start feeling like they're not enough. I know you've talked about this before because of your attachment style. Like if someone is not validating you in a certain way, like you start feeling like, am I worthy? But there's anxiety that comes with that. There are like some really severe, or can be some severe emotional consequences with that. You have people that get cold. They become cold hearted and become jaded about love. That, like you said, that fear, that skepticism, it spreads. They're slowly planting those seeds within their friend groups, and they're telling their friends, girl, you don't need no man, or, you should treat all women like this. Like there's some really severe emotional consequences that come in this age, and the way people are participating.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think for me, the biggest thing is the emotional accounting. Always taking note of what someone did or didn't do for you.
Yeah.
Always trying to manage by the numbers, the actions that you've done versus the actions they didn't do.
Yeah. Measuring
Notice I
effort.
said that the actions that you've done versus the actions they didn't do, not a comparison of the actions that you did do and the actions they did. You compare what you did to what they didn't do. Think about that calculus. Think about that kind of math. That's comparing apples to razor blades. Yet it's what we've been conditioned to do in the transaction age.
Yeah.
Because I always have to consider myself and how I'm being taken advantage of because you're in a culture where they take advantage of you. That legitimately is happening.
Yeah, a lot.
You become an accountant of effort. Who texted first?
What have you done for me lately?
Who planned last? No, I did the last adventure date. We went axe throwing. You do something different. I don't want to go to the museum.
Yeah, keeping the score.
Keeping the score. And is it fun, guys? What's the
No.
line that Viola Davis had at the end of Help? Aren't you tired?
Yeah.
Aren't you tired? You're scheming and you're moving and you're caught up in a system that you did not create. You're participating in, but you did not create. Aren't you tired? I know Jay and I are.
You know, you tired and you pretty much got the crown everybody else trying to fight for. But I know what you mean.
Yeah.
There's tiredness and weariness, exhaustion even in that.
Yeah, because even though I'm in a committed, loving relationship, I'm still drinking the same water everyone else is.
Yeah. Yeah. We're still in the
So
same age. Like you said, we are participating
I
in
did
the
the
same
dishes,
age.
I cleaned, I followed up, I did the social secretary thing, I took care of some administrivia in the relationship.
What did you
Now
do?
I want X.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that for you today. Can't do that for you tonight. Well, then what did I do that for?
Yeah.
You're supposed
And
to
wait.
perform for me.
Be honest, bro. That's not always immediately known. Sometimes that's quiet. It's very subtle.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Depends on your communication style. Do you have standards of communication, as I mentioned earlier? Most people don't. So they swallow it, they get angry, and they're already conditioned to outrage porn. So you get online and then you find the right meme or the right Instagram reel that's talking about your issue from the right expert who has all the right data with all the right stats from the right school and highlighting the same anecdotal experiences that you're highlighting in your head about your life. And boom, I know I wasn't crazy. This mother effer's trying to play me.
How's a bar?
And then you send it around to your friends, right?
Yeah.
You send it to them. This is what I'm talking about. This is the BS you be on. Or maybe you're a lot kind and you say, hey, can you please take a look? I really want you to pay attention to this. Isn't it funny that your algorithm knows exactly the issues that you are going through in your relationship or in your dating life?
Mm-hmm.
And we know now the algorithm is built to reward anger. So is it highlighting information that's helping you grow or highlighting information that's keeping you angry? You tell me.
Well, yeah, like you said, it echoes in our echo chamber. It's the loudest and angriest voice we have. Yeah, that's what the algorithm rewards, whatever we're angry about.
And you're here with us, and we're grateful for that. And we have a promise of hope for you. Because we've already named, you are not the creator of this. You are a participant. Not that you signed up or volunteered willfully. This is just the age that you're in. This is the water that you're drinking, the water that you're swimming in. So there's a promise of hope that we want to offer you guys. And we're not looking to go old school. We're not anti-modern. We're not going to promise you better days by going backwards. For those that works for, that works for. It's just not our promise. We are anti-transactional intimacy. I'm going to say that
one
again.
more time.
Yeah. We are anti-transactional intimacy. The hope is not that the age is going to change. There's too many factors keeping things the way they are. Income inequality, which is related to economic pressure. Algorithm culture, which is related to the preponderance of apps and software being deployed and eating through every phase of our life, including dating and relationships. Scarcity thinking. We're not going to change all that.
Yeah, we can't.
The hope is we are going to work together to start, or rather stop adapting to it unconsciously, which is we're going to work to consciously create a path forward that works for us, that honors people's personhood, that honors the relationship and relationships we want to create, and honors the dreams that we still hold in our hearts. That's what we're going to do. Personhood over performance, starting with you. Do you love your person? Do you have enough love overflowing from loving yourself to give to someone else, and vice versa for them? Clarity, we're about standards of communication. Are you interacting with someone and being communicative about your needs? And are you listening and being responsive to their needs? And warmth with boundaries. We want you to be warm, but we also want you to have self-respect and have the appropriate level of boundaries to ensure that you're moving forward progressively and wisely.
And understanding that both are possible. You can be warm and boundary at the same time.
Yeah.
You could be generous without disappointing. You know what I mean? Now that is a point of view. Sometimes you may have to deal with somebody who doesn't always see and appreciate your generosity, but you can be generous without disappointing them. You can also be hopeful. without losing yourself. You know what I mean? This is not say you become start looking at things through rose colored glasses and see everything as pie in the sky, but it's not, but it's also saying don't have your skin become so thick and you become so cold and jaded that, you start acting like you no longer need love, like we talked about before. And you can date without becoming, super strategic, you know, feeling like you gotta have a war room with you and your best friends about, oh, well, I met this person who has such and such characteristics. How should I go about acquiring them or making them mine? Like you can date without becoming like that. That's not the goal of us talking about and exposing what the transactional age is for people to become cold.
So we're going to give you just three, and there's going to be a lot more coming. 3 steps you can take that we consider to be anti-transaction moves. Number 1, when you're out and about interacting with a person or potentially your person, name what's happening early. This goes to communication. Hey, I'm digging you. I like what we have here. Can we talk more about what I'm experiencing? I want to hear from you what you're experiencing to see how we can make this work and if it works for both of us. It's important to communicate. You got to name what you're experiencing, first to yourself, next to the person that you're bonding or partnering with, potentially, especially when you're dating. Early stages, super critical. Stop mirroring ambiguity. Walk away. If someone is vague, don't become more vague. This is not a race to the bottom. Like I said, you're not trying to out transact somebody. You went quiet, I'm gonna become quieter. You
Hmm.
went silent, I live in a better silence. You merely adopted the silence. I live in the
I
silence.
was born in it.
I was born in it, bred in it.
Yeah, this is not
No, no.
you go low, I go lower. It's
Yeah,
not
this
that.
is this is at it. Someone's ambiguous. You communicate. They can't give you clarity. You make a decision that empowers you and what you need out of a relationship. Move forward because ultimately you're not going to play games and lose your dreams. You're going to properly, wholeheartedly, honestly engage with individuals. And the hope is you will find a person who's going to help you move forward with your dreams, just like you're going to help them move forward with theirs. Lastly, refuse emotional labor without direction. People want you to do things for them. Cook, clean, pay, move, pick up. These are all transactions, right? Just action verbs being thrown at you or being demanded out of you. If you don't have a understanding of what's happening and where you guys are going, refuse to be a participant or a slave to someone's demands for your emotional labor.
Turn that faucet off
Turn it off
and leave it off.
till you find the right person who has the right direction and it works for both of you.
Yeah. Well, that person is willing to step up and give you some direction, some clear direction.
And these are just 3 moves in the transactional age. And this, again, we can't emphasize this enough. The transactional age is the villain, not you,
Hmm.
not the person you're trying to talk to. You were born into it. I often talk about this in terms of some of the larger isms that impact and plague society that many of us were born into, categories that we had to take on, even though we never had any opportunity to determine our own category that we wanted to be in. You have to own the fact that you did not cause this. So we don't want to call people victims. We want to call ourselves survivors. And ultimately, we want to call ourselves victors because we're going to get our dreams accomplished.
So, in closing, we just kind of want to say, the transactional age says protect yourself. It makes you very, very skeptical. It says to optimize, get the biggest, best deal that you can from whoever you can and forget whoever you got to step over just to get it. Here I save the date. We're about togetherness. If you've been tracking with us since this season 2, one of the things that we've been highlighting is our togetherness story and framework. It's all about listening. It's all about service. It's all about respecting people's personhood. But that's what we say here. We say learn how to be together, learn how to be warm, learn how to be clear, learn how to be self-respecting and respect other people. Let the transactional folks filter themselves out. You don't
Mm.
have to, even though we're in it, we don't have to be of it. We can be impacted by it, but not influenced by it.
And so, in conclusion, the age may be transactional. You don't have to be. Be hopeful. And this is another episode of Save the Date. Until next time, I'm Heath.
I'm Jamie, y'all.
Take care.